Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Tony.
I'm Brandon.
John.
And this is the Misconduct podcast, episode number 46. What are we laughing about over here, gentlemen?
It's just a stupid name.
John.
John. We're just going to say John for 45 minutes.
His name
That'd be
is
a hell of a
John
podcast. We also have Liz in the house.
It is true.
Hey.
Share. She's eating a cookie? Or is it a cookie?
No, Hershey's Kisses.
Hershey's Kisses, just as good.
Very nice.
Yeah. So here we are. This has been the roughest start to a live streaming podcast I've ever done. I literally just said transition.
To a live stream one, yes. Not to an actual
To an actual one, you wouldn't even know if you're watching it or listening to it.
How would you know?
You wouldn't.
Do
Unless
we
you came
even
over and watched us on the
podcast?
live
Not
stream.
be able to decipher.
Every week, 7 Central to 9:30 p.m. But anyways, today on the show, we have John News.
Hey.
And then we have Brandon's Top 10. And then we have a topic by
Giggity.
me that I'm going to... Actually, no, it's not by me. We changed it last second. We have a third topic by Liz. And you will find out what that is when that time comes.
It's TBZ.
Disclaimer, next week.
TMZ.
TMZ?
TBL. Topic by Liz.
Topic...
I like the TBZ.
TBZ?
Topic by Ziz.
Yeah, I like that.
Topic.
You can call me Ziz from now on.
What
What's up, Ziz?
Sipping on that zizzer.
Zizzer. Disclaimer, next week, if you do watch the live show, pre-show, we will be doing that on Sunday the 3rd. I'm going to Shmina for a whole week. And John will be here. If he wants to stream, he can. He can do whatever you want.
Yeah, anything I want.
He's just going to stream 12 hours of Halo Wars 2.
Yeah. Maybe even Halo Wars 3.
Maybe even Halo Wars 3. It's not even out yet, but he might have an exclusive copy.
Yep.
He does.
There'll be no more PUBG moments where Tony just runs away from Brandon.
Leaves him for imminent death.
You noticed it was like literally like 0 seconds.
Bop.
Brandon
Sorry, dude, I'm
dropped,
leaving.
I said, see you, bro.
I'm crawling to you.
To be fair, we were running down a hill. There wasn't much I could do there.
Jack.
I turned around and I got out of there, so... Jack. But for the time being, let's move on over to John News. John, what you got for us this week? buddy?
Oh, well, I got some news.
Oh, is it fresh?
Sure.
Is
got some
PUBG in
nudes.
it? Is PUBG in it?
It's not. Well, if you were like some of us and you watched Xbox's Gamescom conference
I'm sorry if you did.
Well, yeah. You're really only doing one thing, and that was pre-ordering your Xbox One X. And more Xbox One X Project Scorpio editions were pre-ordered in the first 5 days than any other Xbox before.
That's exciting.
They are all gone.
They're all gone. You can't get one.
Can't get a Project Scorpio.
You might be able to get a 1X, but you can't get a Scorpio.
You will be able to get a 1X. They are going to give out some more. The next batch of pre-orders is next month.
Oh, okay.
And they are going to release those, but they will not be the Project Scorpio edition, which I believe the only thing that's different is on the controller it says Project Scorpio on it, on the Xbox it says Project Scorpio on it, and then the Xbox Scorpio edition has a gradient color on the side.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Did you get a Scorpio, Brandon? I know you
No,
weren't
sir.
here. You didn't get a pre-order?
No.
That
Okay.
was a bear.
Something just fell down
No,
the
I didn't.
stairs. I don't even know what it was. My phone's going off too. Oh, crap. I'm going to fix something over here on the stream, but keep talking.
Okay. And do you want to feel old today, fellas?
Yeah.
Because I don't. Rocksteady tweeted out this morning that today, August the 25th, is the 8th year anniversary of Batman Arkham Asylum.
It's what?
The 8th year anniversary of Arkham Asylum.
Arkham Asylum. Oh, wow.
Game came out 8 years ago.
That was a long time ago. Hey, real
Yeah, I
quick,
guess
because
it
I got
did.
distracted there for a second because the audio was screwed up on the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Scorpio news, what deal, whatever you want to call it. I was gonna call it news deal.
News deal.
I did hear, I heard a theory of why these pre-orders are doing so good, and it lends to a lot of what we were doing. Remember last year they announced the whole X thing, and then they announced the S, and a lot of people were just I think I'll just wait for the X and not get this S, and that the sales weren't what they were expecting for the S. It's probably because most people just waited. Would you agree? You think because they're doing record pre-orders for this thing,
Yeah.
far exceeding expectations, because a lot of people were kind of declaring doom and gloom for Microsoft
Lowballed
there
it.
for a second.
Yeah.
I think I bought an S, but that's just because I got a really good deal on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a good point. It was worth waiting for. I
Yeah.
feel. if you're going to make the money or you're going to make the upgrade, you might as well just get the powerful.
And I think that's where people are right now. If you don't care about 4K gaming, Xbox One S is your best bet. If you want 4K gaming, you want the top end of the line, you're going to get the Xbox One X.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So it just depends on
But
what
I
you're
mean,
going for.
because like the Pro kind of is what they preach the same thing. You want 4K gaming, get the Pro. It didn't do near as well what these X pre-orders are doing right now.
Well, and the PS4 Pro is not true 4K gaming.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the processing capability to do it. It will upscale it, but it is not true 4K gaming.
Yeah, that was
Very
kind of a
misleading.
half-ass attempt by Sony, and I think Xbox kind of was playing their cards and wanted to see what they were going to put out there, and then they're like, "Oh, we're going to smoke this.
Yeah.
Just get ready."
And I don't know if it was real or not, but there was rumors last year that I think last E3 PlayStation ended on some sort of Skylanders game, and usually PlayStation at the end is slapping some booty with this is what as
Slapping some booty.
You know,
What are you slapping a Teletubby ass to make it
But-
pop?
they saved the best for last, and some people were theorizing that that's where, because they didn't announce the Pro until later that year,
Yep, they had their own special little deal
right?
for it.
And people were saying that they were going to do the Pro, in that spot where they put Skylanders or whatever that last game was. That wasn't a big deal, but that was also when Xbox revealed their Xbox One X.
Yep.
And so I think
They were kind of like, "Oh, poop."
and it was a little bit before the specs leaked a little bit before, and everybody was like, wow, this thing's pretty powerful, and then they actually showed it, and then I think Sony at the last moment scrapped it.
Yep.
If
Something.
if you go with those rumors,
Yeah,
which
look
we
into
don't
it.
know.
Sorry, didn't mean to divert from the
No.
Arkham Asylum
You're
being
good.
8 years old.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It is. I remember playing that game. I got it. I rented it from Hastings, RIP.
I rented mine from GameFly.
Sorry,
Very
bro.
nice.
Because I was like, I'm not going to pre-order a Batman game. At the time, it was taboo to even buy a superhero game.
Yeah.
Like, that thing's going to be bad. And I didn't hear any buzz
It was
leading up to it.
badass.
I didn't even read reviews, and I was just like, whatever, I'll just try it out. It's
Yeah.
Batman. Man, was that game good.
A little surprised by it.
Great
Yeah.
game.
Definitely.
Would you say Asylum City, or Night is the best one?
Don't forget about Origins.
Oh, Origins. How would you rank those games?
Origins is last.
Really? I didn't think it was that bad. But, okay.
Origins is last.
Okay, yeah, it is last.
City is the best.
Talking to smack.
Asylum is better than Night. So Night is 3.
What about? So you got Origins,
Origins
Night,
4,
Asylum City.
Asylum City.
What about you, Brando? You agree?
Yeah, I can support that.
I personally liked Asylum a little bit more, just because it was more grounded in Batman realism, in my opinion. I mean, it was great and all, being able to fly around with your cape on City. But the only problem I had is, Batman would have his Batmobile, and when they incorporated that into Night, it was just a total disaster. So being able to be in those confined spaces, kind of Bioshock-esque, traveling between the two and unlocking different things, the more gadgets you get, I like Night a little bit more. And from a story aspect, I think I give you City for story. But I like Asylum a little bit more. But yeah, great games. All good.
City was the first one that kind of opened the map up to
Yeah,
for
it
you to
did.
be able to explore.
I was amazed by what City did, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a big change.
I actually had that game spoiled for me before
Oh, no way.
I had even started it.
Spoiler alert: the whole Joker's thing. Okay,
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of
rough.
funny.
that's right.
I walked into a conversation as soon as it was starting.
Oh no,
That's
Yeah.
the worst.
And I was like, wow, thanks
I hate
guys.
that.
And it was at work. So
No!
It was even worse, so I had to go through the rest of the day knowing that.
Sitting there
What
listening
happened?
to people.
But it didn't take away from that moment at the end.
I learned that a long time ago. Don't hang out with people that like the things you like. I'm just kidding. At work.
Don't have friends.
No, when it comes to Game of Thrones, I'm watching that. I don't care how late. Yeah, don't have friends.
Well, let's move on a little bit.
Okay.
We talked about him last week, but EA's Patrick Soderlund has stated that Mass Effect Andromeda is receiving more criticism than it deserves.
Oh, really?
He said, I usually don't do this, but this is one of those times where I feel the game got criticized a little bit more than it deserves.
Your opinion is wrong.
He said, I think the game is actually a great game. Yes, we have to acknowledge the fact that there were some things we could have done better, but if you go in and buy the game today with everything that's in it, I believe that's a game worth buying. When asked whether or not we'll see more Mass Effect, he stated, "I see no reason why we shouldn't come back to Mass Effect. Why not? It's a spectacular universe. It's a beloved series, and it's a game that has done a lot for EA and for BioWare." He did say that we need to be careful, though, when bringing it back. We need to bring back Mass Effect in a relevant and fresh way. He said, "That's my job. That's Casey Hudson's job, BioWare, and the Mass Effect teams."
I don't know. I try to stay out of these Mass Effect arguments because I'm not the biggest fan, so it's not fair for me to judge a game that I'm not really into in the first place. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
He's doing a great job of patting his own company on the back. Of course, if you were a proponent of making that game, you would want to tell people that it's great. What I've played of it, I enjoy. I don't think it's bad.
From what I've seen, it doesn't look bad. It's
too
just not
far
great.
into it, but I think I give him a little credit here. I think it does get criticized a little bit because of what it is. Mass Effect is, up and from 1 to 2 till 3/4 of 3. It's a great series. And then people were like, "Oh, this ending let us down." So they're thinking, "Okay, this next Mass Effect has to have this. It's got to be this. It's got to do this." And when it didn't do that, everybody's, "This game's garbage." Blah blah blah.
I almost held it too high.
Right.
A standard.
So
hyped it up
for like you said, for what it is. If you go buy the game right now and play it, it's not a bad game. From what I've played,
it's playable now at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know about before,
but I disagree. I'm sorry. I agree in the fact that if Mass Effect comes back around, when it does, it needs to be handled a little bit better than it was.
Without a doubt, yeah.
But I do chalk that up to probably the inexperience of EA Montreal, which has been now merged, but it's pretty much you need to work here or you're fired. They are now with Motive, the people that did Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Ooh.
So, Mass Effect can be a lot better than it was in Andromeda from what I've heard of it, but for what it is, it's not a bad game.
It's not a bad game. It's just not great.
Yep. But you got to defend your brand.
You do.
Yeah.
Moving on. I never played this game personally. I don't know if y'all did. Secret of Mana.
No, I didn't. I've heard of it though.
It's getting a remake.
No way.
They're remaking for PC, PlayStation 4, and PS Vita, which don't know why you're doing that.
Yeah,
I think that
seems like a waste of time.
I think that only sells well in Japan. But
Does it
I don't know.
even sell
There's still a niche here, I feel, but yeah, Japan's probably your big, and that's an RPG, isn't it?
Yeah.
Secret of Mana. So
it was released for Super Nintendo in 1993.
That's fun.
So it's getting a remake.
What was it on? Let's see, Super Nintendo. So I'm surprised they didn't do it on Switch.
Actually, it's on the Japanese version of Switch. It's part of a download game, but it's the N60 or the N64. Wow. Shoot, what did I just say? Super Nintendo version on there.
I gotcha.
Wow. But you
There
won't play
it is.
You can play it.
You can on the PS Vita.
Yeah.
Great console.
Oh, jeez.
Handheld. It actually was. It wasn't a bad little portable. Switch is better though.
Yep.
Nintendo does them better.
Moving on. Some Overwatch characters are getting kind of reworks in their ultimate abilities.
Interesting.
Mercy and Diva.
Oh, one of your favorites.
I know. Mercy is getting a new ultimate ability called Valkyrie, where she flies around. She kind of hovers around teammates, boosting effectiveness of her abilities, range of her healing, and the damage boost beam, and it actually changed. So they're moving her Resurrect to a second basic ability. It'll only bring back one target, and it's got a recharge time with a small activation range, and it does not keep her invulnerable now.
I can't say I ever used her. I've used Diva, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm a Soldier 76 fan. That's my boy.
If you're good with Mercy, she's a really great character to use.
Which one is she?
She's the angel that
Angel
heals.
looking one? Okay. With a little staff or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
She also has a little gun, so they're kind of buffing that a little bit. Because a lot of people will go in there with with the gun and just
blast.
Yeah. And then Diva's rework Defense Matrix, which is the little thing that she blocks with, that is going to be only half as long. She's going to receive a new ability called Micro Missiles, which deals damage on impact. In order to push her into a more of a tanking role, she can fire the primary weapon while firing the Micro Missiles while boosting.
Oh, they're giving her like a little bit of a damage boost or what?
I don't know if it's a damage boost.
I don't feel like she needs one.
She doesn't, but she's when you play her, she's not. I feel like she's not tanky enough.
Yeah, she's a little too quick.
And I think adding the speed and the missiles to give her a little extra punch will be nice. Just because when you're tanked, you get Reinhardt, and you just have a huge shield and a big hammer. You know what you're getting there.
Yeah.
And the other tanks as well. But that's two of them that they're reworking with the actually changing abilities. And they also got a new map coming out called Junkertown, set in Australia. And I got a little bit more news on that too. It's causing quite a controversy.
Why is that?
In the little they do their Overwatch shorts and everything. They had it when they were showing it. There's a spot in there where I quote, they say they thought they could take our land, and apparently it is insensitive due to Australia's histories with the indigenous communities. Of course, in the context of the game, it's a little bit less harmful. Continuing it where they thought they could take our land and give it to the machines,
I got you.
which is part of the story. So that's kind of one of the things that kind of
just rubbed them the wrong way.
rubbed them the wrong way. And the second point, which I'm me just being from America, I'm not sure, but there's a and on one of the signs they use an American term takeout instead of an Australian term takeaway. And I'm guessing, I don't know, but a guy on Reddit says that this is pretty big nitpicky, but oh well. On the new map, after the first checkpoint, there's a sign on the street corner which advertises takeout, a term which is, I guess, more commonly used in America. In Australia, we call it takeaway rather than the other. This is obviously no big deal, but it's going to piss off some of us Aussies. I'm not too sure if I'm the only one that's noticed. Maybe in post-apocalyptic Australia, we have resorted to American terms.
Yeah, you got to pay a little closer attention to the detail, especially with if you're going to use the wrong lingo.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to say the wrong thing, to be a little insensitive to the indigenous people.
Correct.
I get it, but
yeah, definitely.
Who knows? It's a game.
Yeah,
that's
that's kind of where the same thing with Bolivia getting all mad about.
Oh yeah, with the whole Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon, it's a work of fiction. Don't take it for more than anything that it is.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all for the gaming news.
Oh.
Let's dive into some multimedia in terms of them picture shows.
Picture shows?
Yeah.
TV picture shows. My favorite. What we got on the TV?
You want to know why it's also your favorite?
What is it?
It's all DC related.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
DC.
Anyway, Jared Leto and Margot Robbie will be reprising their roles as Joker and Harley in an unnamed movie.
Shit, too.
The movie is standalone, not associated with the recently announced Joker origin
Original
story.
shit, okay.
Produced by Martin Scorsese. The Joker Harley movie will debut after Suicide Squad 2.
Oh god! And this one, the Margot Robbie one's obviously in the DCEU, but you said the origin, the one that they're making that's the Origins, is not. It's like a separate.
It's separate.
So it's gonna probably be R-rated.
It's gonna be directed by Martin Scorsese.
That's cool.
It's gonna have a different Joker, obviously. So it's not in the world.
What was there was a standalone, I'm looking it up right now, a standalone graphic novel series that was just based on the Joker. Here it is right here.
The Killing Joke?
Is it Brian Azzarello? Is that the one that did that? No, it was just called Joker. Yeah, it's Brian Azzarello. And it was kind of based off of Heath's Joker a little bit, but it was very dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like Harley Quinn was obviously a drugged out hooker, and he had just gotten out of Arkham Asylum and was just going back to his old ways. And I wonder if that's the direction they're going to go with the Origins film.
Could be.
But like you said about the Suicide Squad one that's related to it with Margot Robbie and Jared Leto, there's probably not going to be much on that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be some garbage.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do there. Obviously,
they want some more Leto.
Yeah.
Which I get, but I don't know if I want more Leto.
Yeah.
I want less.
Your take on the Joker is not good, buddy.
He did say that he enjoys playing the Joker, though.
I'm sure he does. And I guess we need to see more, but I don't think there's enough there to...
I agree.
We'll see. I'll see it. I'll see every single DC movie. I don't care. I'll see every single Marvel movie. I'll see every single DC. It is what it is.
Moving on.
Real quick, do you have Wonder Woman news in there?
I do.
Okay.
It's going to be last because we can talk about it. This is actually some Matt Reeves news from his standalone Batman movie.
Okay.
Story got kind of put out earlier that he said his Batman movie will not be part of the DCEU.
I heard this.
So he came out and said that, and then everyone flipped out. Then he tweeted that he said, just to be clear, of course, Batman will be part of the DCEU universe. He says, Batman will be Batman. In my comments from a while back about not being part of the DCEU, I was talking about the Batman story being specifically about Batman, not the others in the universe filled with cameos to service other stories.
So it was like separate from
in this
what
film,
they're trying to build.
It's Batman only. You won't be seeing any type of Justice League.
So it's kind of like Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Don't focus on that other world building shit that we don't need in movies anyways. Well, in their movies. We're fine with the Marvel ones. They've been doing it so well.
Yeah. But smart move.
Yeah. Matt Reeves is a great director. He did the last two Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good choice. I think he'll bring a dark tone to it.
Mm-hmm. And
hopefully it is well written and makes sense.
Yeah.
That's all I hope for. What do you feel, Brandon?
I agree. I'm nervous about it, but I'm biased. Christopher Nolan is the Batman director for me.
Yeah.
So, and I
think he's the Batman director definitely for everybody, but
yeah,
you don't have him anymore. He's like, I don't want to be. I think he wanted to shed that label. He's like, I don't want to be a comic guy. That's not why. I don't think that's why he did Batman Begins. I don't think he wanted to make a trilogy. I think he just wanted to try it because he's the kind of director that does one thing. That's great. Moving on to the next. Yep. His movies are just so vastly different, each one of them, with the exception of the Batman movies. They're just kind of out there. So
yeah. I think it's smart, just because.
It's definitely smart.
I mean, Wonder Woman did it and didn't have any inkling of. They had a small bit with like the picture that Batman.
Yeah, like on Wayne
received. Yeah, but
Wayne letterhead.
They weren't
or
part of it. They,
But it was refreshing.
Moving on, our friend James Cameron stirred up some controversy this week. He said that all of the self-congratulatory back-patting Hollywood's been doing over Wonder Woman is misguided. She's an objectified icon, and it's just male Hollywood doing the same thing. I'm not saying I didn't like the movie, but to me, it's a step backwards. Wonder Woman director Patty Williams.
Jenkins.
Yep, Patty Jenkins. Sorry, Williams popped up on the screen.
It's like, don't get that wrong. Those DC fanboys, you better look out. They'll cut your throat.
I know, and why did it not? I just had it up.
You're trying to look at what she said?
Yeah, I had it.
I actually didn't get to read what she said. I heard that she fired back, though, on Twitter yesterday.
She did, and I just had it up, but it went somewhere else.
James Cameron's kind of taking it to the extreme there.
Yeah,
I get what he's saying. I think he's seeing more of a vibe of... Because he compared it to Sarah Connor, and how Sarah Connor was such a badass, and she wasn't just trying to be sexy and sensual or anything like that. She was just this female protagonist. I don't know. I don't really have a take on that, and that's actually not what I was going to reference when I asked you if Wonder Woman was in there. But
well, you can add that at the end.
Yeah,
if you want to.
I will.
I found her tweet. She said James Cameron's inability to understand what Wonder Woman is or stands for to women all over the world is unsurprising, as though he is a great filmmaker. He's not a woman. Strong women are great. His praise of my film His
Yeah.
praise of my film Monster and our portrayal of a strong yet damageable woman was so appreciated. But if women have to always be hard, tough, and troubled to be strong, we aren't free to be multidimensional
He's right.
or celebrate an icon of women everywhere because she is attractive and loving. Then when we haven't come too far, have we?
Yeah.
I believe women can and should be everything just like male lead characters should be. There is no right or wrong kind of powerful woman, and the massive female audience who made the movie a hit that it is can surely choose and judge their own icons of progress.
Agree. Yeah, I don't really agree with James. I mean, I don't even really get where he's coming from because,
No.
like she said, his idea of a woman is, this brash, just stone-faced protagonist. Like,
Yeah.
that's how we're not being typical Hollywood here. And she's right. And he's not a woman, so don't,
Yeah, he
you
doesn't get it.
can't say that.
Well, that's really not even an arena he should have stepped into.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a bit of bullying, but
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I don't really know what context he's bringing that in. It's just kind of like, I'm mad
Well,
about
shit,
that.
he just
he
voiced
tweeted
his
to hear
opinion.
himself tweet or watch himself tweet.
Yeah, I think he just has this idea of what he thinks is going on with that movie, and it's really not what's going on.
You just
Yeah.
make more blue people, pal. That's all you need to do.
Real quick on the Wonder Woman side, I want to get you guys' opinion. Now, Wonder Woman's a great movie. It's one of the better superhero movies, but they are legitimately trying to get an Oscar bid for this movie, Warner Brothers, right now.
No.
They want a Best Picture and a Best Director. No.
Best
Not yet.
director.
I will give you a director nod because it's the first time like you've handed a huge Hollywood blockbuster to a woman, and it's been successful and it was super well done. But Best Picture, come on, Wonder Woman was good. It was not great.
No, it wasn't.
It was a
Best
pretty
Picture
generic
worthy.
storyline that fell apart in the third act. I mean, that's pretty much unanimous. It did well on Rotten Tomatoes, but I mean, if you read all the reviews, I mean, it's a B flick.
I'll give her a hat
Yeah.
tip for direction, but I don't think it's Oscar worthy.
It's not a Best Picture worthy movie.
No.
They're trying Dunkirk as well, but
Yeah.
Dunkirk is another.
I'll give her
different-
director. She did Monster, which
Yeah, that
was a
movie
well-
was nominated as well.
yeah.
So. She's done a great job. She's a great director.
She hadn't done. She did Monster, and then I think there was something in between, but I think it wasn't maybe 2 or 3 years after Monster. So she's kind of been out of the, production game.
Been
And she
silent.
took on a big project.
And she took on a big project, and did what she did with it, and it was amazing.
It was. It was very successful.
I wouldn't give it picture. I think I haven't seen this movie, but from what I've heard, Dunkirk is probably
I wouldn't
gonna
even
get it.
I would say Nolan definitely gets director for Dunkirk. I wouldn't say get Best Picture. There might be something better, but for the time being, yeah, Dunkirk's probably your best Warner Brothers option right now for Best Picture and Director, in my opinion. Definitely Director. Holy shit.
So good.
And sound. And score.
And everything.
That's about it. Visual effects.
Visual effects.
I can keep going. And not really costume design. It's just World War II attire.
Yeah.
Set design. There you go. That's all
Need
there.
to go see it.
It won't get it though. I'm sure there'll be some musical that wins.
La La Land.
La La Land wins again. Just kidding. It's Dunkirk.
Well, that's all my news.
Is that all the news? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was some good stuff, buddy.
That was good.
Thanks for bringing that stuff to the table. Yeah. What did you think of that news? Put that down in the comments below if you're over on our YouTube channel. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if you think Wonder Woman's worth being Best Picture. Like, come on. I don't know. Let us know. Anyways, moving on to the next topic, which goes over to my man.